Hi and welcome to the video. It's an early start for me this morning as I check out of my hotel at the LAX Hilton because I'm getting a 6:50 a.m. flight with American Airlines over from LA back to JFK. This is on board their flagship business product on their transcontinental configured Airbus A321 aircraft. I have flown this before, but it's been a while, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how the service differs from the flagship first product that I tried on the way out here a few days ago. And you can see the video for that by clicking on the link in the description below. They are going to be changing these aircraft in the next 12 months or so. They have advertised that they're releasing a whole new set of business class seats, and they're doing away with their first class cabin entirely for these Transcon routes. So it'll be one of the few chances I get to try this product again before they retire it. Really looking forward to it. I hope you enjoy the video and thanks so much for watching. Let's go. It was a very early start for me, and I arrived at the airport around 4:20 a.m. for my flight over to JFK. As I already had my boarding pass downloaded to the AA app and I had no bags to check in, I headed straight to security and was through to the now familiar LAX Flagship Lounge in no time. Unsurprisingly, the lounge was very quiet at this early hour, but it was great to see that the breakfast buffet was in full operation with a good range of hot and cold items, as well as a made-to-order omelette station towards the back. I grabbed a table next to one of the windows and sorted myself something suitably unhealthy to eat. I'm not sure if the bacon counted as crispy or cremated. I'll let you decide. With my flight showing as departing from Terminal 5 this morning, I left myself plenty of time to head over to gate 53B. Boarding was well managed, and before long I was heading down the jet bridge to my chariot for today's flight, this 10-year-old Airbus A321T. Passing through the flagship first cabin that I had sampled in the outbound leg of my journey, I was curious to see how flagship business held up in comparison. The flagship business cabin has 5 rows of Collins Diamond parallel flatbed seats in a 2-2 configuration, and I was in seat 6A today in the first row of the cabin. On the seat, a bed and pack was provided along with an amenity kit and a bottle of water on the small shelf to the side of the seat. Here you'll also find a universal power socket, USB charging slot and the connector for your headphones. Behind the headrest is a small light for use when the seat is in flat bed mode. In the centre console to your side, you'll find the safety card along with the remote control for the in-flight entertainment, although I've always found this to be a bit of an awkward location to access once you're seated. Due to the business cabin being located over the wing of the aircraft, the first row is really the only one that you'll be able to get any proper views out of the window from. Legroom is very generous, particularly in the first row of the cabin, so you shouldn't find this to be an issue. American do provide decent noise cancelling headphones from Bang & Olufsen, but note that they do collect these in 30 minutes before landing. Overhead you'll find a reading light and individual air vent, which I'm always grateful for, as I often find flights can get too warm for me. On the top of the centre console you'll find the seat controls, which offer a really good range of adjustment, and tucked down the side is where you'll find the pull-out tray table. As boarding continued, I had a look at the menu for our flight. I had already ordered online a few weeks prior to the flight, and since it was a breakfast service, the menu was fairly limited. And sadly, no ice cream sundaes on offer today. Our flight attendant, Christy, came round to offer a choice of pre-departure drinks, champagne, orange juice or water, and I opted for a glass of champagne, which was, as usual, served in a plastic cup. As with the majority of their flights, American offer gate-to-gate Wi-Fi on board, and prices for today's flight were $20 for 1 hour or $29 for the full flight. You can also use your American Airlines miles to pay for this instead if you have some. We pushed back in time and began our taxi over to runway 25 right. Our route today would initially take us northeast out over Arizona and New Mexico, across the Midwestern states, before turning southeast over Pennsylvania and looping round for a southern approach into JFK. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos as they come out. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can buy me a coffee via the link in the description below. The sun was still low in the morning sky as we took off, and it looked like it would be perfect flying weather for our flight today. I reclined my seat and got comfortable after we were up in the air, and service began about 20 minutes after takeoff, with the crew bringing out our choice of drinks, served in a proper glass this time, along with a little biscotti in keeping with the breakfast theme for service. After a short bout of turbulence, breakfast started in earnest, with fresh fruit and a choice of bagel or croissant. I opted for the latter, which would have made a French person weep, but the fruit was fresh and attractively presented. For the main course, I hadn't been a huge fan of most of the limited options on offer, so I had pre-ordered the scrambled eggs and Canadian bacon with potatoes. It was fairly bland and forgettable, and one of the reasons I don't really like breakfast service on American Airlines. After breakfast was finished, I had a quick look at the amenity kit provided. It was fairly basic, but contained all the essentials, including an eye mask, earplugs, toothbrush and toothpaste, as well as a couple of lotions. Perfectly fine for the duration of this flight. As I'd had a very early start and had a long day of travel ahead of me, I decided to try out the flatbed mode and try and grab some rest as the landscape changed below. I managed to nap for a couple of hours, waking as we were flying over Illinois and getting some great views of Chicago to our far north. I ordered another Diet Coke and the crew came through the cabin with a snack basket. As we passed south of Detroit with about an hour to go until landing, the crew came through with hot cookies and a glass of milk for all the business class passengers. I hadn't expected this on the breakfast service, so it was a nice touch, and who am I to refuse a free cookie? Before long, we were beginning our descent towards JFK. Our turn south over Manhattan would have offered some fantastic views of the city, but sadly we were robbed of these by a heavy layer of cloud blocking our view. Maybe next time. We did a full loop around Long Beach before coming in eventually to land on runway 22 left. After touchdown we had a lengthy taxi, even for JFK, round to gate 47 in the Terminal 8 satellite concourse. Overall, this had been another great flight with American on one of their flagship transcontinental routes. I would probably try and avoid the early morning flight in the future, mainly for the ridiculously early start to the day, but also the breakfast service on board is very basic and just not as good as I tend to find the regular meal services on board are. I also personally found the seat in Flagship Business far more comfortable and spacious than the Business First seat, although you do sacrifice privacy and the convenience of direct aisle access if you're in the window seat. The service on board from Christy and her colleagues was excellent, so while I'm glad to have had the chance to try first on the way out, I really didn't feel like I was missing anything on the return leg. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe, and if you want to help support the channel, you can always buy me a coffee via the link in the description below.